Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you today? Today is Monday, November 19th, 2018. This is your daily Forex trading strategy session. Welcome to the Forex.Today YouTube channel. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small. Stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. So yes, good morning, good to see you. Yeah, I look pretty rough. Here's the story. I've been in Cambridge over the weekend doing Harvard stuff. Great. Get to Logan Airport an hour before my flight leaves. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I think I'll get a giant seafood dinner. And it had like shrimp and lobster and clams and white fish, like some sort of cod and some calamari and like everything, right? Well, about 2 o'clock this morning, my stomach wakes up. Oh no! So anyways, I've been up most of the night with some sort of terrible airport seafood experience. The one that keeps on giving. So anyways, I haven't slept and I'm fairly weak, but whatever. Let's just go through the charts. You'll give me the energy, I'm sure. The moving average periods, yeah. Yeah. I guess it's just easier. Let's go to this one. Okay, the first two. I'll even simplify this further. Okay. Okay, the first two are the 5 and the 8. The next two are the 21 and 55. And the third one is the 200 EMA. Joe says the market has gone to sleep the last couple hours. Well, one thing that could be impacting the market is, as you probably know, or as you should know, the United States takes the end of this week off. So what is it, Thursday and Friday? The markets are closed. Is that right? I think it's a half-day Friday, but only the interns do it. But also what it means is a lot of people take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, because that means that for 3 days of, what do you call it, vacation time? You get Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that costs you 3 days of vacation time. So a lot of people do that as well. Can you say, how do I organize my templates? Well, have you downloaded in the description below? There's a link to the download. Okay. And the profiles I keep, right? Here are all the profiles. The way that I organize them, well, first I have plus and minus ones. This is just for relative strength exercises. Then there's some Swissy pairs, then some Euro pairs, then some Yen pairs, then some dollar pairs, and then I have some scans. And another question, how do I measure the crossover? Not if I don't know if I follow your question, but when one crosses over the other, that's a crossover. I'm not. Well, unless you don't know how to use the moving averages is what you're asking. Well, why don't you Google on YouTube? So why don't you YouTube strategic and tactical forex trading, and I'm sure you'll find several videos available to teach you how I use my moving averages. Okay, you got to realize I have more than 4,000 videos associated with me on YouTube, so there are plenty of resources out there. So anyways, let's just go. Let's start with oil. Still waiting for a bottom to form. You can see bears did exactly what they were supposed to do today. If you drop into an hourly chart, they caught the weekly swing. So somebody's thinking the world looks like this. All right, you see? So if you're a bull, that's very, very, very dangerous. So I suppose what I'm waiting for is maybe a down and then an up. But remember, this has to prove to me it wants to turn bullish. The bearishness is easy. You sell the lower high, particular at London Open, which would be here. So that's pretty straightforward. We take a look at gold. It's been consolidating for a while. And now what? Remember, if you're a bull, you recognize the M2. So if you're a bull, this is where you want to be by the end of November. So in this case, you'd be buying dips on, let's say, an hourly chart. Okay. So you could have this one maybe in play for you. The swing is much lower, so you're technically out of position, but you can ride the 5, or ride the 21. Typically, when you're open out of position, you try to ride the 4-hour 21. So you're probably you probably have some sort of plan in here where you would have liked this to have come down a little bit more, and then maybe you can buy it up. So maybe it does. Maybe it does like a 3-wave correction here. Oops. Okay, on the smaller time frames. Okay, and then you end up buying it. Now, if I were to design this for you and put a little bow on it, I'd want it down to that level first and then up. Okay. Okay. But we're a bit, right? We're a bit ways from that. All right, let's get into some dollars here. How do you want to treat it on a weekly basis? Friday, you had the front run opportunity, and now you're way out of position. Okay, so in this case, you're looking just like I showed you on gold. In this case, when you open out a position on a weekly basis, you look for the pullback to it's actually this 21, the future 21. So let's put the future 21 about here. Okay, So the best you can hope for if you're going to buy euro dollar today, I mean, look how late you are. So therefore, you need to practice being patient. And your next trade plan, if you're patient, is to wait for it to come back into here and then maybe buy it. Okay. So remember, this all started here, right? So you need sort of the up, 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 down, down, 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 up, 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 up. You need this down, down. And if you don't get that, then you have to let it go. I mean, again, if you were front running, you would have been in over here. So now, if it's crazy bullish today and you never get an opportunity to get in, but you find yourself up in here, it just sets up a different type of trade later on. Okay. And thank you again, guys, for like being subscribers and liking and all that stuff. I know since I don't have any energy today that I'm slow as molasses. But still, thank you for asking questions and all that kind of stuff. All right, so euro dollars, Oscar Mike. Let's take a look at the pig dog. And I think you remember the trade plan we had on this, right? We had it like basically like that. Okay. So that's pretty straightforward as well. Now, euro dollar's rallying and pound dollar's falling, which is pretty strange, huh? The pound is weak. Okay, and then bulls, right? We did this on Friday, and again, it's not rocket surgery here. There's the buy zone for bulls. Is it here? I guess it's here. Two, yeah. So bears are supposed to sell here, bulls are supposed to buy there. Does that make sense? Just pivots. Well, Alan, did you follow the video and install them? How much chat do I watch? I try to pay attention as much as possible because this is our hour of power to do analysis. You know what? I'm going to just switch over to the yen pairs specifically. Yeah, right above the download button was a huge video that says Hey, thanks for downloading the chart templates. In this video, I'll show you how to install them. All right. So, anyways, all right, so what we're looking at here is weekly and monthly pivots. This is euro yen, as you can see. The first thing I always ask is, hey, where's the market going? What's the target? So let's confirm our bottom here. Okay, so it looks like we've established our bottom in the buy zone. And therefore, we're up in here as a target. Excuse me, euro yen. There you go. All right, so this area up here is the target. I'm not sure what I drew up here. Okay. So that's the first thing. If you're a bull, that's where you're trying to get. As a bear, the entry was fantastically, beautifully accurate. Bears are right here. So they're trying to drive it down to this area. So now all you have to do, of course, is by a long time ago, you should have made a decision on which team you're on. But what it does now is allow you to develop trade plans based on where you believe the market is going. Okay, so bears, this is a great sell zone for you now if you're a bear and you believe you're heading down. Okay, if you're a bull, you love the fact that this is acting as a new bottom. Okay, and you want this to go up. So now on a weekly basis, it's really interesting. Right? On a weekly basis, let's do it this way. This is your buy. Very, very basic swing trading. This whole area is all buy. Buy, 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 buy. Buy, 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 buy. And you can see that we've nailed it. If you're a bull, you've already had the up, the down. This is Friday's front run. Okay? And you're off to the races. Now, conversely, this area that above is just as bearish as the other area was bullish. In fact, it's just inverse of the other thing. Okay? So bears up in this area that we've just touched, that's where a bear would want to sell this. So which one are you? I don't know which one you are. Thanks, Josh. Welcome to the family. Okay, so which one are you? Now, you know my opinion because I've expressed exactly what I want months and months and months and months ago. So I'm going to tend to want to look at it as such, that we're climbing a ladder here. The rest is price action. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Okay. Now, bear, you wouldn't want to sell this until really you breach this orange line. So lower low into here, lower high, then you'd probably want to sell. Okay, but this is bullish, and this was bullish this morning. And honestly, that you either found that easy or you've ignored it because you don't like this consolidation. But I mean, double bottom, buying dips, it's not that complicated. I'm sure you got it. Let's take a look at Aussie. Okay, let me really back out. I guess daily's too much. Okay, you guys remember what was going on here? We said if you're a bull, and right? We hit this target, counter trend trade. This was a buy zone. And if you're a bull, you're kind of buying dips, working your way up maybe as high as R2. But technically speaking, we've already hit our target for the month of November. So it doesn't have to go that high. It totally could, and I'd love it to. But technically speaking, we set up this 1, 2, 3 reversal pattern in non-farm payrolls. 3,000 people watched. We hit our target like a week later from way down here to suddenly we're up here. And the rest is just sort of after the fact gobbledygook, right? So you could say, wow, I'm so bullish, Wayne, I think this will go to not the conservative target, but the aggressive target with R2. And you're like, yeah, totally, I get it. Especially if you're a bull, that makes a ton of sense. Okay, so that's why we have these triangles drawn, right? Well, this is from something else. Let's move that this way, okay? So that's why, if you remember, I drew these triangles just to say, well, we had a double bottom, here's a higher high, therefore a higher low, and all this kind of stuff. Great. So if you liked all of last week's price action and you'd like to repeat, okay, then you're trying to take this north, at least to the next level, right? And so where do you get that next level? Let's see if I can clean some of this up. Well, generally speaking, you see this big gray area, this one here, that is the monthly projected high for November. So you can see we hit that not last week, but the week before last week. Okay. So nonetheless, when the market opened here, let me go to an hourly chart now. Okay. That was your opportunity to sell if you're a bear. Okay. I mean, it's perfect. Gap down, filled the gap, continued, right? Do you guys remember that? I taught you how to do gaps. Was it 1 or 2 weeks ago we had some gaps? And I said it comes down, nature abhors a vacuum, fills the gap, and then continues mission. So you get a move like that. My screen is freezing. Is that right? Sorry about that. Why would it be freezing? Well, I apologize for that, guys. It shows that I'm sending it to YouTube. I restarted my computer because I was away all weekend, so it's a fresh boot. I'm not running any other applications. What a bummer. Yeah. Well, does anybody not have video problems? Is it working for some people, not for others? Now it's working, so it's just, I don't know. I apologize for that, guys. So this is actually from Friday's bearish trade plan. You can see I had it here, and what that was the bottom, lower high, and then bring it down. So that's still from Friday. I must have done it at the swing trading group. So if you're a bear, you're loving this, and if you're a bull, you're just waiting your turn. Right? So standard operating procedures for bulls in the new week was, buy this, which you would have done already, and now you're a little bit disappointed. And the next one is here. This is the next buy zone. So you're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll buy it here, whatever this is. Looks pretty close to a psych level. You're like, yeah, I guess I'll buy it at around 82. Done. That's called a trade plan. Does that make sense? It's cool, right? So there's a buy, and then this is, if you missed it, this is the gap, right? Friday's close, Monday's open. We fill the gap on this retracement and you sell it hard. You know, at the London Open. I mean, it's all very, very much textbook if you want to make it a bear. And then check it out, like 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, at least four attacks at a top. Okay. So like somebody's doing something, right? And as I mentioned, I don't know if you caught it before, but I'll move this entry here on Friday, that's the perfect front run short. And then this is the perfect lower high off the gap. And of course, the gap down often can tell you that something's changed over the weekend, right? So if you're a bear, you have lots to do here. If you're a bull, you're just like, yeah, this is just noise. I'm going to buy it down here. Everything's going to be good. And you're just waiting. And you're going to let the bears do all the hard work, and then it's down here, and you're just going to buy it, take them out. If you don't mind, can you do euro yen again? I don't know, Stephen, did you give me a like? Did you likey? Okay. What I did here, Stephen, is I pointed out the double bottom that we set up last week. And based on the double bottom, which is a bullish reversal, that, you know, as a Friday, buying dips would have been a great idea. And now here it's Monday, and buying dips still may be a good idea. So dip, right? Dip, dip, and then out in the future, someday, there'll probably be another type of dip, right? So I'm looking at it from this point of view, which of course may be wrong, but at least I'm setting up my trade plans like higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. However, if you think that's dumb, you're like, euro yen's going down, bro. The first opportunity would be selling basically where we are right now. So you'd be in on a 15-minute chart looking for reversals now. But if I was me, I want this to go up. Remember, that's based on macroeconomics, so we spent a lot of time last week talking about macroeconomics. Macro's the thing. Macro's the thing, baby. Okay. Let's take a look at Kiwi. Kiwi's been hot like fire for a while, huh? Remember, we said this giant X is where you can get out. And if you want to continue buying, which is not the recommended plan, but if you just had to because it fit your bias and your aggressiveness, then this is actually where you need to start buying again. And if it falls further than that, I probably wouldn't be interested at all. Remember, my recommendation was 2 weeks ago to take profit. And I said, look, you're probably not going to miss anything. And once again, this is about the third time I've showed this. You know, look at, if you took profit here on the 6th, what is it now? The 19th. So if you took profit on the 6th and then, you know, went on a backpacking trip through Thailand, and then you just got home, you just got off the plane, you get back home, you open up your laptop, and you're like, oh, look, nothing happened. The price is exactly the same. The only difference is one person spent a week backpacking in Thailand and the other one sat at his desk and worked all day and all night. Probably lost money doing it. Okay. You know what I'm talking about? So there's a reason why we have these rules. And look how easy and straightforward it was back at the beginning of the month on October 31st. We're like, yeah, it's probably going to go up here. Oh, look. Problem is it did it in 5 days. But that's probably a good problem to have, right? But I hope you're now looking at it like, why does Wayne have all these rules of engagement? Like, and why would Wayne say, like, even though we took off like a rocket ship, if it's, you know, our plan was to be bullish, and it's so unbelievably bullish, we hit our target in 6 days for the month. Like, why doesn't Wayne think this is going to go like to some incredibly high elevated area? You know, it's so bullish, right? Well, because my years of experience have told me that very often it does that. It goes where it's supposed to go, and then it consolidates because nobody else knows what's going to happen next. So who would be trading this? And of course, the next thing is bears have all the reason in the world to short this. You know, if we breach this area up here, bears are going to take it down, then it's going to bounce, and then they're going to take it down, and this whole thing could reverse. So I certainly don't want to be a buyer anymore, right? And why not take profit where you're supposed to? Euro yen, what are all those green lines for? I guess you missed it. Going back to the euro yen. Yeah, these ones I was showing you on the way down. This was all bearish. On the way up, or I mean, all bullish, and on the way up was all bearish. I mean, it's not analysis. I just was making a point, but I guess you either missed the point or you were not there when I did it. Oops. I wanted to, I think this is going to kill my pivots too, isn't it? Okay. All I was saying was this is the obvious buy zone. This is the obvious sell zone. So whoever bought here was the same person that bought here. That was the same person that bought here. And in fact, it was our trade plan as of Thursday of last week. And now for people that are not bullish, this is sort of the last place to truly be technically a bear. So if you're a bear, you need to be on your 15-minute or even 5-minute chart looking for reversals. Okay? So I don't think I'm going to buy a whole bunch of seafood at an airport anymore. It's got to be the seafood. But, you know, it could just be hanging out in an airport, right? All those horrible people. I'm so sick of tourists. I think the world is collapsing because of tourism. It's turning it into an ugly place. So I'm having a conversation with a woman that runs the largest endowment for museums in the world, and she runs the Met in New York City, the big museum in New York City. Again, the largest endowment in the world for museums. And I'm reviewing the financials for the museum, and I'm like, only 15% of your budget is covered by admissions. I'm like, if a normal business person looked at this, they'd say, well, you're way underpricing this. And that admission should cover for a significant portion of your expenses. 15% is hardly anything. You're giving your product away for free. And then she, responds by, well, accessibility to the art and exhibits is, part of our mission. I'm like, I was there not long ago, and there were so many people that I couldn't access the art. I'm getting into conversations with her. We're having this debate. I'm like, accessibility. Look, if you don't want to pay $50 to see, priceless works of art, then just go online and see it if you don't have the $50. And if it's just tourists wasting a few hours looking at a bunch of stuff, Just get rid of those people. Isn't that funny? And she's like, well, not everybody has the means and stuff. I'm like, you know what? People are paying $100 per person. Maybe I think I paid $150 per person to take my family to see the top of the Empire State Building. And then you get to the Met and they charge like whatever you want to pay. Can you imagine that? Oh, whatever you want to pay is fine. What the hell are you talking about? But anyways, there's another place, so many people, where you could just get sick. Just thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. You're like, oh my God. Okay, so anyways. Which airport? Logan, Boston. So I was in Harvard all weekend. So here's our CAD. We need oil to turn first. That's That's part of our plan here. We have this identified as kind of our buy zone. Like if it rolls north off of this area, yeah, we're cool buying, but I don't want to be the buyer until oil moves. And as we started today, oil is stabilized, but it hasn't reversed. So I don't want to be the first one in on that. Okay. Pound, still not looking terribly happy. We have sell zones all set up on this already. Right now it seems sideways. I need it to retrace up before I end up selling it. I think CAD yen will jump 50 to 150 pips next day. All right, cool. I'm just telling you, like, I don't give a damn. It can jump 150 pips, but oil better move too. Yeah, Joe, right? But Aston Martins are a scam. Yeah, so I need the fundamentals to move with it, right? Somebody asked about pound Kiwi. I think maybe I have that somewhere. A pound Kiwi. Maybe I don't. Let's try scan pound. Okay. Oh, that's pound dollar. Sorry. Oh, that's a pound Kiwi. Did I click the right one? Scan pound. Why is euro here? Here it is. Okay. Stop trading. You're supposed to take profit and be done. In fact, you're a bit late, which tells me you don't use pivot points. You should have known on Friday that you need to be out of this trade. In fact, is it really that you, from 86.5 to, yeah, it looks like you threw away like 150 pips by not doing your job. Yeah, this was obviously, you had two opportunities. What is this, like Wednesday? Oops. Right? You had Wednesday, and then again Friday. This is just so obviously exit. So it just tells me you're not using pivots properly or at all. Also the interesting thing here is if you're a bull, this is the exact pivot you want to buy. So yeah, if you were short pound Kiwi and didn't take profit, you need to learn how to use pivot points. If you're a bull, well, here you are sort of 2/3 of the way through the month and you're trying to counter trend trade. Yeah, it's okay if you're trying to be a bull. That's fine. But, you know, if you do relative strength, pound probably isn't the best one to be buying, right? Like maybe Aussie Kiwi might be better, Euro Kiwi might be better. So I'm not sure whoever was trading this, I'm not sure what they're thinking. Most likely they were short and were wondering, you know, what do I do now? Well, 200 pips ago, you were supposed to take profit. Yeah, that's right, Guy. See, that's the thing that bugs me, right? So, I mean, I'm a business person, and you're supposed to charge market prices. And they don't charge market prices. So I go into a beautiful museum to see the beautiful art, and it's a sausage factory. And I can't enjoy any of it because of all the idiots there. Like, charge market price. Oh, well, people won't pay $100 to see the art. I know, that's the whole point. So I can stand there in silence contemplating the beauty or the meaning of this art. I don't want to be a part of a sausage factory. And a business person knows that. So now there's like this, you know, this sort of this mission idea. So now everyone on the planet can, and you know, most of them, they're like, oh, really? You like this piece? No, I don't know anything about this. And then why are you here? So I don't know. I would say charge more money, right? $200 a year for a membership is cheap when people pay, you know, how many people drop $1,000 on Disney every year? Like, and certainly poor people. I see like pretty average looking families at Disney, and they have like the special passes and stuff, and they're in like the dining room, and I know I paid like $600 for lunch or something for my family, and I'm looking around and it's just like very average low income people, you know, we're not talking about rich people. And I'm like, so they flew their family, right, or drove, I don't know, they got to Florida and they're probably staying in the Disney hotels, which are $300, $400, $500, $600 a night. And, you know, and then they're in Disney and they're eating the $600 lunches and the $800 dinners. And they're, you know, they're having breakfast with all the princesses and getting photos taken. And they have all the shirts on. I'm like, oh my God, these people are spending thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on Disney. And now somebody in New York City is concerned that it's not fair that you have to charge $12 to see the art. Like, dude, if it's important, people will save money. You know, it's not enough, Peter. It's not enough. So I analyzed all their financials going back 6 years for not only the Met, but for the Lincoln Center of Performing Arts. And like the Lincoln Center for Performing Arts, it sells tickets to see like the symphony, the opera, the ballet. They're selling tickets for $200, $300, $400, $500 each. And their endowment, which was only $250 million, accounted for hardly anything. It was 5%. And they invested the money like they didn't give a damn. $250 million. They were like, yeah, but we're making a ton of money doing our job. Okay? Promoting the arts. Great. So why can't the Met promote the arts and be profitable too? You know what I mean? Like, why give it away and ruin all the experience? So I don't know how we can do it. Why do you guys do this to me? Get me all upset. So anyways, I apologize, guys, if you logged in late. My sad story today is I ate a huge seafood dinner at the Boston Logan Airport, and then at 2 o'clock in the morning woke up with diarrhea. So I haven't slept much. I feel pretty weak. I probably lost 12 pounds. So I apologize for being less than stellar today, but I just woke up, showered, sucked down some Pepto-Bismol, and like gotta do my webinar with my my online YouTube family. So you guys are important to me, and I climb out of bed because I don't want to let you down. So I know it was less than 100%, but it was something, and I hope the message is that you understand that you are important to me. So I'm going to wrap up and go back to bed. Yeah, so just, and again, if you logged in late, if you're not American, I got to tell you, in America, this is a holiday weekend. Starting around Wednesday or Thursday, well, Thursday and Friday, basically, there's no webinars, guys. The markets are closed Thursday for Thanksgiving. There's a rule in the United States where the markets can't be closed 4 days in a row. So what they do is they open up the markets for a half a day. So Friday is probably open a half a day, but no big trading gets done. They just send in the interns and they do a bunch of stuff, but nothing really happens, right? All the big boys are doing Thanksgiving stuff, right? So, and this week can be quiet just because people will then, if Thursday, Friday is off, they'll take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. So it could be quiet this week. So make sure you understand that this is not a good week to lose a lot of money. And you're like, man, I threw down a bunch of trades and nothing happened. And then you find out you're the only person in the room, right? So be cautious on that. I am not doing a webinar on Thursday or Friday. It's just don't trade. This is me trying to teach you. Don't trade on those days. All right. So we'll do a webinar Tuesday. We'll do a webinar Wednesday, and then I'm flying my family down to Florida because Thanksgiving on the beach is like Thanksgiving and a beach. Just sounds great. Thanks, King James. King Jimmy. So anyways, peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. I hope to be full steam tomorrow. So again, thank you for your patience. Thank you for being clients at Traders Way. And if you are new, please visit tradersway.com and open up a demo account. There's a lot of newer people here asking things like, what are the moving averages and stuff? That's really basic stuff. I'm not poo-pooing on you. I'm like, you need to know. So when you download the templates, it makes a few offers like, hey, you should take the beginner's course. Hey, you should consider going to FX Bootcamp and signing up for some of these courses because you're delaying your destiny. I'm here to help, and I've been doing this for nearly 15 years, guys, doing daily webinars. I'm around to help. But every once in a while, you're going to have to help yourself too. Let's speed up this.